The Ryan Reynolds Hollywood PR machine is in full effect, appearing in both The Hollywood Reporter and the Time 100 Creative Summit, where things did get a little awkward. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor. Yeah, apologies for the Coke bottle eyeglasses. I can't see anything without them. And I'm actually preparing for another surgery. My eye trouble never ends. Those of you who had cataract surgery, let me know in the comments. Am I going to be okay? Everyone says I will, but it's stressful. Anyway, I got to wear my glasses for a while. They always make my eyes look funny, so deal with it. Let's get through this video because, yes, we're going to go through the full one in the live. We got a lot of stuff to go through, but I wanted to play a portion because, look.
Buckle up. Guys, today we're going to dissect the Ryan Reynolds PR parade like never before. From the moment he steps onto the Time 100 stage, you can sense it. This isn't smooth, charming Ryan. It's a man walking a tightrope while smiling through the nerves. The absence of Blake Lively's name speaks volumes without a word spoken. This isn't just PR cleanup. It's damage control dressed up as a creative summit. Even the overly practiced smirks and scripted casualness feel heavy. Ryan looks like he's performing for forgiveness, not celebration. It's the first crack in a polished brand that was once untouchable. And right here, you realize this isn't just another night for Ryan. It's survival mode dressed as a victory lap.
I'm not trying to clickbait. He didn't actually say anything about Blake Lively, and that's kind of the point. Fails to mention Blake at the summit as he swerves these questions about the negative headlines. And I'll be honest, it does feel odd. It feels forced where he's out there being presented as, oh yeah, we got to put you out there. We got to be the man of the people. Everyone loves Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool. But there's just something missing. It feels awkward. You can also see he's nervous. He feels very nervous. Is he going to get asked a question? At some of these softball places like Time, they clearly aren't. And the question is like, why is he even there at the Time Summit? Was this part of the deal in order to get Blake Lively on the list? Did Leslie Sloan say, and we'll give you Ryan for your creative summit live in person? Because Blake can't do a live in-person interview like this at this point. I think she's still probably not ready for it. But Ryan can, and he did. And I want to go through this because she did ask one interesting question. Here it is.
You've intentionally positioned yourself as the face of your many businesses, which obviously has a huge upside. You can feature Deadpool in these commercials. People know who you are. The downside is you cannot always control what the internet is saying about you.
Start to notice, guys, how Ryan's charm armor starts cracking under the slightest real question. As soon as the interviewer nudges at the internet backlash, the mask slips for a second, then snaps back on with a joke about Tina Fey. It's a classic diversion move, but underneath it, panic. His laugh feels mechanical, the joke's misplaced. You can almost see him calculating the next move mid-sentence. He's rehearsed his talking points like an actor cramming last-minute lines. But nothing can prepare you for genuine human doubt. Ryan isn't just dodging questions. He's dodging the fact that people aren't clapping as easily anymore. Every second of hesitation screams louder than his words.
What I love is he's like, oh, is this softball interviewer actually trying to go somewhere that I told her we're not allowed to go? He's like,
what the headlines are saying about you. So how has that media attention impacted your brand, your businesses?
Well, I mean, it's a good question. And she didn't ask the elephant in the room, but she kind of did, right? She's like, how does all the negative attention affect your businesses? Because if you scroll through the comments of this video, Team Justin all the way. But let's hear his response.
You know, no, it's like Tina Fey says, if you're feeling good about yourself, just go online. You know,
I mean, that's true, but of course he has to position himself right away as the victim.
Which is so true. But the, you know, honestly, I give a lot of talks to students about storytelling and about, you know, how you can do it in different buckets. You can do it in unexpected ways. My company's North Star is bringing people together in smart, fun, and unexpected ways. And when I do these talks, sometimes the last one I did, I mentioned that the greatest superpower I ever had in my life, I'm not talking about just my career or anything, was knowing who I am. And it, you know, when you're young and you're in your 20s, you're trying, I mean, at least I was, you're trying on personalities like they're shirts. I mean, you're literally just, I'll be this person, I'll be that person. And one day you've stolen from 1,000, so you're a genius, not a thief. And
things start spiraling fast now. Ryan desperately leans on worn-out jokes and soft self-deprecation. trying to claw his way back to likability. But the audience isn't buying it. His old tricks, charming stammers, fake humility, casual name drops, fall flat under the weight of real controversy. For a guy who built his empire on being relatable, this moment feels alien. It's like watching a magician realize the crowd has seen all his tricks. Ryan's desperation leaks through even the most polished jokes. There's a cold realization dawning on him. Charisma alone won't fix a credibility crisis. And suddenly, the PR genius looks very, very human and very, very vulnerable.
Thank you for finally admitting you stole it from a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people do, but he did admit it.
Stealing from one, and you've pulled all these different references in and these feelings, and you know yourself. And what I think is, here's how I know. Someone asked me at one of those, I was leaving, it was the end of the thing, how did you know? And I said, what? He said, how did you know that you knew who you were? And I said, I can give you a horrible example, but it's fun. I read an article about myself that was just like, let's have a messy stabbing death here with this guy. He's got to die. And then I read another article that was so lauding. It was just like, this guy should have a Nobel Prize for blah, 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 blah.
So, I don't mean to interrupt, but I got to add the commentary. It is also a tell there. He reads everything about him. He's admitting it. You just heard him admit it. So he's clearly watching and reading. We knew this. We assumed this, let's say. But he just confirmed it.
And they both, my reaction to them both was a sort of disconnected, dispassionate sort of observation, not an evaluation. And I thought, whoa, that's weird, because both are stories that aren't true. They're not what I know to be my story. And it really clicked. And it clicked in every part of my life. And, as someone who skipped rehab in his 20s and decided to go to conflict resolution workshops in Santa Fe, which I both recommend and I do not recommend, unless you love turquoise jewelry.
Oh, such a pity laugh. He's struggling. And what is he saying? So who is he? He's the guy who clicked when he read the negative and the positive article about himself. So which was it? You're not either of those. Okay. Well, how did you know who you are?
But yeah, I went, and that also helped with a lot of things too. So those are two weird tools that I didn't expect to advance things in other areas. Yeah.
Did he answer the question? did he answer how you handle the negative? I guess a little bit. Not really though. I would have didn't you read things and they're not who you are, and that's why it's easy to affect. You just got to stop reading it because people don't know who you truly are. That's how you answer that quickly.
You seem to have a lot of perspective for a celebrity.
Well, I think so. I mean, but I also... Well,
the interviewer just got a bigger laugh than Ryan Reynolds. So shout out to her.
Thank you.
No offense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I know a few that can expound. I'm off to see Hugh Jackman after this. He thinks I'm coming for a friendly visit. It's an intervention.
So now he's got to his go-to place when he's insecure or nervous is to crap on somebody with love. Never with teeth. You notice it? Never with teeth. God, it's so revealing hearing him talk in these forms.
You working too much, man. You got to slow down. I didn't become my career was an aggregate. It was very slow. So I didn't have that overnight success. I was in my 30s when I started. So I had it was the risk of dying from fame is much, much lower when you get older. So yeah, I was fine with that.
Okay. Anyway, it feels a little awkward. He's usually, before all this drama happened, he's usually pretty good in the press. I got to say, he seems off, and I understand why he's off, because he's caught and he's squirming and he's dealing with the reality that's imploding on him. So the fact that he still needs to go do these appearances to try to make it seem like he's still, the Ryan Reynolds everyone loves, the comments say otherwise. She's going to pretend he and his wife aren't bullying and trying to ruin another man's life. Shame on you. What a joke you've become.
All right, guys, here's where it really gets interesting. Ryan dives into a ramble about finding his identity, but what stands out isn't what he says. It's what he reveals without meaning to. He reads everything about himself. Every headline, every comment. The man obsessed with controlling his brand is trapped in the endless scroll. And the kicker? He thinks detachment is his superpower, while clearly showing that every word cuts deeper than he admits. You can hear it in the awkward pauses, the tight smiles. His whole narrative about being unbothered collapses under the weight of his obvious obsession. It's no longer just brand management. It's emotional firefighting in real time.
Not going to bother watching this, but did you ask him about forcing his 7-year-old daughter to say a vulgar? He should probably learn it because he's ruining another man's life. Justice, it's all, they're just slamming him. Ryan Reynolds can't post anything anywhere now. He did a Mint Mobile commercial. He turns all the comments off because he can't have it. That's a problem. It's a problem. It's not like there's people, typically someone of this size, right? Here's the real tell, which Ryan doesn't want to admit to. Someone of his size should have enough supporters to push out the riffraff. When there's someone out there who's being a jerk or a troll, as you would call them, as Prince Harry calls them, his trolls, there's usually people who can combat the trolls. Be like, oh, you're a troll, get out of here, you're wrong, Ryan rules. I don't see a single Ryan rules in here. Now, granted, it's not a lot of views, it's Time Magazine, but still, you'd think he'd be a big enough star that he'd have a fan base that would be out there defending him and going, but I think even his fans know. Dude, I like your movies. You're funny. I'm going to try to ignore all the other stuff. I still want to see Deadpool, but you, man, yeah, I'm disappointed. That's the reality check that I think Blake and Ryan are refusing to accept. Just take some accountability, dude. You've dug yourself in such a hole and revealing the forced emails you wanted to do. I mean, we know. I don't have to tell all you guys, but the things he forced and yelled at Justin to do, it's sad, man. And to know it wasn't just Justin, Tim Miller, others. And it seems like Ryan came around and apologized to them. Ryan and Tim apparently are better now. But man, this is tough to watch. Was it tough for you to watch? There's more to watch. We're going to watch that and along with some other new information at our live. And guys, don't forget, you can go to our store still and you can become an investor. Check out our Fourth Wall store. It'll be in the link. I thought I had it open. I don't here. Hold on. It's worth it. Wait, don't leave. It's coming. Here it is. If you go to our store, which is, I don't know why my internet's so damn slow. Here it is. You go to our store, you can become an investor in our It Ends With Justice documentary. And oh my God, guys, we just got some scores.
As we wrap it up, the atmosphere turns almost painful. The comment sections that once worshipped Ryan are now battlegrounds of disappointment. Not anger, disappointment. Fans aren't canceling him. They're just quietly walking away. And Ryan? He's stuck on stage, smiling for a crowd that's already left the building. Every applause sounds a little thinner. Every compliment feels a little forced. Fame, once his playground, is now a minefield he can't escape. It's a slow, silent fall from grace that no blockbuster smile can save. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.
Fingers crossed, wish us well, because even more is coming to this documentary than I could have ever dreamed. So stay tuned. You can become an investor, get your name involved, and join us live. We got a lot more to talk about. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Did I show you this? Hit the bell, all that. And yeah, you can click on the shirt on the right there to join the store, become an investor, get your name in the credits, and stay tuned. The live will be here later as well. Thanks, everybody.